actually know what's going on here?
I literally have no idea. Help.
We're 20 whatever. Hi, Heather.
Hey, Heather.
Hello, Heather.
And welcome back to 20 whatever.
21 Heather.
Riayn, please.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. It was too easy.
We are the Heathers today.
Obviously.
Shut up, Heather.
Sorry, Heather.
Look who's with her.
Oh my God.
Dang, dang, diggity, dang, 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 dang.
Okay, you guys, I'm
Right.
having too much fun.
I know. I'm like, should we just perform the whole show? That's the podcast
That's
episode.
the podcast.
We just do the whole
All
show.
right, ladies, move out. Let's
I know.
go.
I'm like,
get
we gotta
into
move,
formation.
move the ottoman.
It's our very own slime tutorial.
Okay, we filmed some TikToks.
Yes.
Okay.
One of them where we actually sang.
Yes,
You guys.
We were so in our heads about it, but I do feel like it came out pretty well.
it did. And you guys have been asking. From the last theater episode, they were like, so when are you singing? When are you singing? When are you singing? We were like, right. Well, we did it.
And we literally just got into the studio, rehearsed it a couple times, and then did it.
Yeah.
We got it pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we just rehearsed. This was today was literally the first time we even thought of it
Yeah.
/ rehearsed it.
Yeah.
No, right. But it did come out really well.
Yeah, well, we were going to lip sync it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I was like, guys, I kind of feel like we should sing it. And we were all like, I don't know. Can we learn the harmony? But I feel
Right.
like we did.
You
We
are
did.
so right.
And
And
it
I'm
was
glad we
fun.
did.
Yeah. And like, shout out to YouTube. Like, you can find literally anything on YouTube. So we found the harmonies on YouTube. And
Yeah.
then we got it.
We look great, ladies.
We do.
I love this.
I
It's
feel
really
good.
giving.
You guys are going to come over to my house and I'm just going to be like in this.
Right.
I got a random Thursday
We're gonna be like,
afternoon.
Hey, Sierra.
It's actually Heather. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Grace stumbles in. She's in the little Veronica
Right,
one.
right. Okay. Well, in the spirit of Heather's,
Yes.
spooky. It's a bit spooky. If you haven't seen the movie, like, it's a little
With Winona
much.
Ryder, right?
Yes. And so we felt like this would be the perfect episode to talk about some horror stories, but the context is dating.
I
is spooky.
love reading people's like stories, like this kind of stuff. Like in the evenings when I'm relaxing, I just love going and reading. There's this subreddit called Best of Redditor Updates, which is just people updating like stories that they've told about like all kinds of things. But my favorite are always the dating ones. And so the fact that we're going to do a whole episode, but these are viewer stories.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
You guys, I went through some of these unhinged. Like, I'm like, these are like really like cracked. I'm really excited. You guys, there was like over 200 plus submissions. Like, there was a lot.
No way.
Yeah. So seriously, like, thank you to everybody who submitted. Like, if you aren't following us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. That's where we sourced all of those stories. So, but before we get into that, I do want to say on the same plane, I think I'm going to delete the apps,
The dating apps?
the dating apps.
You're leaving the apps?
Yeah. I don't know for how long, and I don't know when I'm going to come back, but I think I just need a break.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
right. Well, what's it like out there?
It's wild. It's wild out there. I did take some screenshots. These are actually screenshots I've been collecting over the past 2 years that I've been on the apps.
Ooh.
The fact
Yeah.
that you even started
I love-
collecting.
Yes.
Well, because these things are so crazy that at first I started like screenshotting and sending to my friends and being like, look, what goes on? Like, why would you even put this on here? Like, please get help. Okay. And then it was a game. Then I was like, I have to screenshot every
I
crazy
gotta get
thing I've seen.
the weirdest shit that I see. I have to save it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. This is one that's really so crazy to me that I was like, what possessed you to write this? You're on a dating app. Okay, that's the context. You're on a dating app. Just remember that.
Okay.
This man says, you know, the prompts on Hinge. So it says, we'll get along if, and then they have to fill it in. We'll get along if you understand I'm not here to take you out on that many dates. And then, no, in all caps, that leads to wasted time, money, and effort with like the I don't know emoji.
Wow, I can tell he's probably getting a lot of matches with that
Right.
outlook.
What? Please.
I feel like he's so he doesn't want to give effort,
Right.
dates,
Yeah.
attention,
Right.
right?
Which is why would I be
On one
dating
hand, I'm like, how absolutely delusional are you to put that in a dating profile and think that you're going to get matches? But on the other hand, I'm like, thank you for putting that in the dating profile
True.
and not
Right.
pretending.
like you're going to take me on a date or something.
Yeah.
Right.
and like put effort into this not even relationship. I mean, we haven't even started the relationship and he's already like, don't expect effort, dates for me to try, is basically what he's saying.
Yes.
And I feel like there's a way to say something like that in not a horrible way like that, right? If you're someone who doesn't really like going out on dates, you could just be like, you know, I really like to keep things simple. I'm down to just like have
Casual.
some casual hangouts.
Right.
Don't expect me to put in effort.
Like I'm not going. And that leads to wasted and he said wasted time and money. And I'm like, just say you're broke. If you don't want to take me out, like I'm
just
so
say you're gonna say,
confused.
you got this, or are we gonna split it? I said first date. I don't know. What do we think about a guy paying on the first date?
I don't care who you are. If you ask me out,
Mm-hmm.
you need to pay for me. You
Boom.
asked me out.
That is exactly my philosophy. Whoever does the asking should at least offer to pay.
Right.
And
Agree.
then maybe you decide to split it, or maybe the other person really wants to take the bill.
Right.
But if you asked, you offer.
Absolutely.
It's like you literally invited me. And
You
they're like,
invited
all
me
right,
to this
so
You gonna pay for the? I'm like, I'm
wasted
so sorry.
time and money.
Yeah.
Literally crazy. Okay, here's another one. Together we could make a rap mixtape. That's fine. Maybe we're into rapping. The next part, be the Cardi B to my Offset. Now let's talk about this. If you don't know why this is problematic, Offset continuously cheats on Cardi B, like all
Oh,
the time. Like
gosh.
that's what their relationship is like.
Right.
So for you to compare us to Cardi B and Offset, not off to
That's
a
like
great
being
start,
like,
babe.
be the Lamar to my Chloe.
Absolutely.
you're like,
That's
I'm not
literally-
looking to do that.
That is not what I want.
No.
That's exactly what it is. I was like,
See, I had no
Try
idea
again.
about their relationships. I was like, oh, that's cute. He wants to like have like a music partner.
no.
Unfortunately not.
He wants to cheat on you
He does. And he wants you
He's
to
just
be
blatant
okay.
and use your
telling you.
clout.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, this next one. I hate it. My ideal date from home. Because, like COVID times. Movie, chilling with Netflix. And after Netflix is a fire emoji and a water splashing emoji. Relaxing, cuddling.
Okay, without the emojis, that's okay. Like read it without the emojis.
Movie, chilling with Netflix, relaxing, cuddling. I would still not want to
It
do
says
that.
first date though, right?
It says ideal date from home. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
okay.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter.
The water squirting emoji,
You just
no context in which that should be used on a dating profile.
no, because
Correct.
that's literally you're basically
Yes.
saying Netflix and chill, and everybody knows what Netflix and chill is.
That's why I wanted to clarify and say that's your ideal home date or that's your ideal first date because there are people that do have my ideal first date, Netflix and chill. I said, no, that's not going to be our first date, obviously.
Right,
But if
right.
you're saying that really is your ideal thing, there's
Right.
no splashing emojis. It's just saying like it's just like saying this cuddling movies. I'd be
Right.
like, okay, cool. Like that's your at home
Right.
deal, which is cool because I'm a homebody too, but not first
Right.
date, which
Yeah.
is why I clarified.
but also
we
like
did the emojis. It's too
if
much.
you're on the app, this is going to be our first date. Whether like
Right.
do you mean that or not? So like
mhm.
I'm going to take that as face value. Like this is what you want to do. And
He
I'm
wants to
not.
water emoji you.
Ew.
I just have a question, girls. Like honestly, I feel like this is like
Ew.
on dating apps, you're supposed to be putting your your best foot forward,
Yes.
right? Like, and I'm just from these prompts, it's not giving my best foot forward.
I just think that they don't actually do that. Like I think
Mm.
they're literally just answering the questions as if they would like do that.
mm-hmm.
Because they don't even put like great photos. And I'm not looking for a photo shoot set, but like a picture of like half your face with like 100 filters on from 2012, probably not going to give it to me. Like
Right.
I wanted to see you, right?
Yeah,
And they're the ones that are like, show up with no makeup on. Like, you got to look like your pictures. I'm like, bro.
you're like if you upload one more picture of your dog,
Right. And this is a picture from you when you were 17. What are you doing?
Yeah.
right?
Delusion. This other one. Also, I only screenshot this one because, I mean, you'll get it. But this person matched with me.
Okay.
So they matched with me first. I go crazy for long hair. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you can tell from my photos.
And like the ones that you
Mm.
have on the dating apps, like you have like
Bald.
Yeah.
like nice, like you have the clean shit.
It's
Like that's
ve-
like the first one.
Yes, it's very clear that I don't have hair.
So why would he swipe and
I
then
don't
put that
know.
in his bio?
Right. And I'm supposed to be like, sorry, I don't have long
Yeah.
hair. Like, you knew that.
Should I bring a wig to my first date?
Right.
Because that's what was the prompt?
I go crazy for long hair. You also could have put like anything.
Yeah, that's like such a odd thing to put.
Like
Right.
that's what out of all the things he could have thought in a partner, he really said, I have to say long hair.
Yeah.
And then match with someone who literally has none.
You know what it's giving? It's giving when I was in high school and our church made us write a letter to like our future spouse, which first of all,
Right.
and we had to write like a list of things that we hope they are. And it was like tall, athletic, this, that,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
all just physical things. And it's like, girl, you missed the prompt here.
Right.
Like
right.
I was writing my non-negotiables for a man, and I literally nothing about like kind,
Right.
gentle.
She said tall.
Trustworthy.
Yeah, trustworthy.
Yep. No. Also,
I just said hot.
but you know what?
Sexy.
T. That is a non-negotiable.
There I was at Sunday school, and I'm like, sexy.
Yeah.
Sexy, but with like 2 eyes, so you like,
Yeah.
it's like a little not as aggressive.
Mhm.
Okay, a few more. This one I feel like you'll enjoy, Paloma. So this one says, change my mind about, this man says, that IPAs are just pumpkin spice lattes for dudes.
Okay, I love that.
And I loved it. Because, like, guys are like, yeah, IPAs. And you're like, all right.
That's the fact, because you're just like flexing. Like, that's the stereotype. If you like PSLs, you're like, PSL.
Right.
And,
Right.
and then the guys are like, I
IPA,
only drink IPA.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess so. I mean,
I did laugh.
I like that.
Fine.
Okay,
True. But
last one. And this one is actually not a prompt. So you know how you can like on a day. Do you
I
even
don't
know?
know.
I was gonna say
the apps were there, but they were not big the way they were. Like I
Right.
think everyone at my high school had like Tinder for a second, but it was just like all of our friends on it. So
right. Okay, right. Well,
that was back in the day when they were said like, when they used to do like eHarmony commercials.
Match.com.
Yes.
Those were like really popular, actually. Like before the datings, like I used to see so many. This will be.
Right. Oh my God.
eHarmony.
I heard that the creator of Match.com, his wife left him for someone she met on Match.com. Isn't that crazy?
I love
That's
that.
a dating horror story.
You know,
No,
right
my,
there.
truly.
my aunt met her husband on Farmers Only.
Is she a farmer?
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't have to be lonely at
farmersonly.com.
City folks just don't get it.
Oh my God, I forgot
don't
that
know that.
tagline.
She's
Never heard that.
really like they've been together for like 8 years or something.
That's iconic.
I know.
Okay,
I did not
farmers
even-
only. If
Farmers
you're a farmer,
Only. Yeah.
that's a testimony.
Yeah.
It works.
It works.
It's giving like Christian mingle, like very,
Yes,
very
yes.
niche.
Very niche.
There are I would love to know, especially now, like the niche dating sites that have popped up.
There are many. There's this one YouTuber that I follow. She met her boyfriend on a Jewish dating app, like specifically for that. And then there's a black one too. There's a million.
Do you think there's one for theater kids?
And guess what? I would not be on.
I was gonna
that
say,
one.
Ryan, we're gonna sign you up.
Right?
No.
It's like, how do I block
How do I
every
literally
person
block?
on this app?
Genuinely. Oh my God.
Oh,
is there?
Jess found it.
It's called Theater Buddies. Ew.
A
why
new
is it called-
dating site
buddies?
for thespians.
Why would it be called Theater Buddies? Why would I want that?
It's an Australian dating site.
Ooh.
Ryan, you haven't even tried it.
No.
An Australian theater person?
You can upload our singing song and they'll be like, oh my God, I'd love to be the JD.
Okay,
to your Heather.
true,
See what I'm saying?
true.
But that's kind of toxic.
Okay, that's true.
Okay, yeah, right. No, actually. Okay,
That's
last
true.
one.
I'm
Last
looking
one.
for the JD to my Veronica is not much better than I'm looking for the
Cardi B to my offset. Literally, it's the same
You're
vibe.
right, Sierra. You're right. I take that
Same
back.
vibe. Same vibe, but also Australian. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Good day, mate.
accents kind of giving. Down under.
Down under.
Okay. So like I was saying, on the apps, you can write like your job or like your job title, like where you went to college, your religious, blah, 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 whatever. This man says his job is hustler. It says he works at Hustler. His title is doctor at Hustler. College is in a building. And then it goes special interest, ask me.
So he gave you no information.
That's the equivalent of go girl, give us nothing.
Literally. It's literally go girl, give us nothing. What?
Why
You-
even be on the app?
Exactly. The reason why there is all these things to enter information is so that I can see if I'm compatible with you.
Right.
If you don't even give me the opportunity, I'm not going to match with you just because.
Because then that would lead to the waste of money, waste of time.
No,
you know?
and that's
that
actually a
is a waste
waste.
of time. Like seriously,
Yes.
and those questions that they're just like alcohol, no alcohol. Like listen,
Yeah.
if you're drinking, no kids, cigarette smoking, those are
Right.
pretty important. Even the when they ask where they're like, oh, atheist or
Yeah,
what
your
religion,
religion,
and you're
yeah.
like, that's important. Like if you're a Jewish person and you really want to date only Jewish, if you
Yeah.
have priority or not priorities, preference. If you
Yeah.
have preference and you know what you want, baby, we're wasting time.
That's the reason why all of those are there.
Yeah.
Right.
So that you can meet people that you want to meet.
Ask me.
No, I'm not going to ask you. Put it in there. What are we doing?
The app is asking you.
Yes.
So answer.
We are trying to find our to be compatible with people. What are we doing?
Have you had any good experiences on the apps?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I have a friend now. We're friends. Yeah, we're friends. We're friends. We did meet on Hinge. like over a year ago, and we still like talk and hang out and everything, and he's like great.
Yeah.
So I have had good experience. I haven't like dated anyone like, oh, like this is my like partner. That hasn't happened, but you have.
I was gonna say, I'm just like doing the math, and I'm like, oh my god, I met my boyfriend like literally on the apps.
Really?
I don't know if you knew. Yeah, and
I didn't know that.
I met him. So when I first moved to LA, and Ryan also moved to LA, just found each other like a month, and I just added like I remember I joined the apps because I had just moved there, and I was just like looking to meet people. Like it really wasn't even like I'm looking to date, and I had just finished college, and then swiped too many times, and then he fell into my lap.
Right. And it's been a while.
We're going on almost 4 years pretty soon here. So the dating apps do work, ladies.
There's a success
I found
story.
love.
That is a success story. Well, what's fun about it is because she hasn't been on for so long and I'm on it, she gets like joy. I'd be like, okay, swipe for me, like talk to these guys. So she like does that and it's fun.
Yeah,
That's so fun.
it is super fun. Yeah,
I want to swipe for you.
Oh my God.
That'd be so fun.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. And then you can
Well, I guess
judge
if
my-
you're deleting the apps, though.
Oh.
Wait, right before you delete, let's give Sierra
yeah.
a little bit of
Give me a
Sarah,
chance.
A little taste. Okay, you're right. Right
Sorry,
now?
I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Should we?
Right now?
Right now?
Okay.
Okay, they're not deleted yet. Let's see. Let's go on.
This is Denzel. He has a beard.
Denzel. Yum.
He's 6'1".
Oh.
He's a music producer
Okay.
and songwriter. He went to Berkeley.
Okay.
We already found a winner.
Are we about to find
Love
Ryan's
Denzel.
Oh my
right
God.
now?
Oh my God. Oh, he's cute. Wait, swipe. Okay, so go back up
Okay.
to the information.
Oh, is there more pictures?
No, swipe, not the pictures. Like like swipe. Okay, go down. Okay, right. Like swipe to the right. Yes, because then he
Okay.
can tell me if he has kids or not.
Yep.
So that's important. That's
He
Double
important.
check.
drinks sometimes.
Okay.
He doesn't smoke.
Okay.
And no drug use. And
Okay.
it doesn't say with kids.
Okay, well then he
So-
probably doesn't.
Non-negotiable for him is he doesn't like coleslaw. That's okay.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine.
You should leave a comment if you're down to have fun and create memories.
I
Oh,
am.
okay.
I am down.
Okay, we're liking him. We're liking Denzel.
We should.
Should I leave a comment? For
Yeah, you should
Denzel?
say something.
Okay, what should I say?
Something
I guess
about
this is on me.
something about coleslaw. We could
Yeah.
be like, that's easy. Like who likes coleslaw?
Do you like coleslaw?
I don't really care about it. I can take it or
Yeah.
leave it.
Or who hurt you?
Tea.
That I was gonna say, because if you like it, then you could be like, baby, can I have yours then? Like, can I have your side then? Or like something like
Oh.
that.
This is exactly
This
why
is
I
how
always
she
give her the
got her
phone.
man.
Exactly. Because she'd be like, oh, baby, let me give you a little blah. Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just gonna send the light.
Okay.
Because we'll leave the ball in his court.
Okay, go ahead.
I like that.
Right.
Leave the coleslaw on his plate.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Wow. Hard no.
Also no.
Okay.
Ooh, this man gave us a audio prompt.
Ooh.
Should we play it?
Yes.
Those are
Wait,
so
what does
tragic.
it say?
I want someone who.
Oh no.
What does he want?
I know I'm scared.
clenched.
I'm very scared.
I want someone who looks at me the same way I look at pizzas.
He's a
Pizzas.
millennial.
Oh my God, he is.
He's a millennial.
We learned he's in your age group.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we gotta go no.
Yeah, I
No.
can't. Because I'm not. According to the BuzzFeed quiz, I am Gen Z.
Okay, so this man, so all of his photos are pictures of Polaroids, which tells me
Okay.
two things. At first, I saw just the one. I was like, oh, that's like unique.
Right, like
It's
artsy.
a
I like that.
photographer.
Yeah,
Right,
but
right.
then everyone was, and now it's giving
Mm.
pretentious. If
Mm.
every photo is a Polaroid, like,
Right.
okay, you have a smartphone because you're on the app.
Right. And also, what do you look like?
Yeah.
I look fantastic in Polaroids.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
that too.
That
too.
should be
Look, he's
blurring
holding his
your face.
cat. He's got sunflowers. I'm like,
I just,
it's giving pretentious.
I will, and yeah.
and he
what
has
do
a
you
cat.
look
You're
like?
highly allergic. Next.
That's true. That's true. I did date a guy that had a cat.
Ew.
Though. It was
I'm the type of texter who only responds if I care to.
No.
No. Skip.
Yeah, no.
You're giving. You don't care.
Right. That's why, okay, and back to what you said. It's put your best foot forward. You're putting like all your negative qualities on the internet. Like, how do you expect to
Do
date?
you think boys maybe think like, hey, if I put all of this like out there, then at least I won't get someone who's high maintenance or like expecting
No,
shit?
I think they're stupid. I don't even think that. I don't even think they're thinking about it that hard.
Okay, I love this guy's answer. Jay. He did 2 truths and a lie. I play the drums, I have a twin, and I peed next to Kanye West. I love that.
I do like
I
that
love
too.
that.
I hope he.
I hope
peed
the truth is that he peed next to
I
Kanye.
hope
Maybe
so.
that's
West.
the response. You just say, be like praying. It's you peed next to Kanye.
Yeah,
So-
okay.
Yeah.
See,
Well,
and
what
then
does he look like?
He's
Sierra,
pretty
we're out
cute.
here. You're not even showing me. Okay, yeah, he's
Oh, he's
cute.
cute.
artsy. He's
Yeah,
a model or
yeah.
something.
he's
he has a dog.
a content creator.
Ooh.
Oh, and
Wait, this is like when we talked about before. I was like, I don't know if I date a content creator, but like, we'll see.
yeah,
We have to try.
we got to try.
Right.
How will I know?
Won't know till you try. And then he'll get your good angles. He'll know. He'll be like, oh my God, that'd be a great TikTok for you. And he's just like always
Right.
sourcing content for you.
Right.
Keep him.
Keep them.
The photos are all like high quality studio photos. Like there's no lifestyle
Oh,
anything.
Okay, right.
Well, I'm still gonna say yes.
Okay.
But like I feel like it's good to sprinkle in a little bit of like less pose, more natural,
sure.
right? Out at
Mhm.
lunch,
Right.
hanging
Right.
out.
I need
Right.
versatility.
All of them are
No,
like
those are
in
all
front of
studio
a paper
pics.
roll.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, he has audio.
Oh.
Dating me is like.
So dating me is like a nice take on a grill, you know. Especially one of my passions to cook. So I'm cooking right now, and I can cook for us on our date. It's kind of getting hot in here. Like you.
Okay, I love him.
Is that the smoke alarm?
I'm screaming.
Come on, give me a minute. Are you burning? Give me a minute. My roommate is so unappreciative of me, but maybe if we catch a spark, you can.
He's a content creator.
Okay, I love no.
Absolutely.
We need to say something to him.
Yeah,
Like we
Ryan's about
can't.
to send a rose right now.
Deadass.
So we're gonna do the. I'm praying that it's peed next to Kanye West.
Yes.
Okay.
Or can I extinguish your fire?
I don't want to give him a. I don't want to get a little too spicy.
It's
for
giving
him.
fine.
Dude, that is.
That's actually so funny.
And you know what, Sierra? That's actually something really good. And when I am swiping for her, you have to keep your eye out for like really big like jokesters and clowns. Like we want someone who can make
Yeah.
Ryan laugh.
Yes.
You
My-
know?
everything truly like yeah. Obviously, like I would like you to be attractive, but like I need the wit.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's not gonna work, and you're gonna like it just isn't working, and that is really funny.
Yeah, and it was like it had effort put in.
Yes, and
The
he
smoke
said
alarm?
that he likes to cook, and I do not.
And
So,
he said that
here
he
we
would
go.
cook on the first date.
That's definitely on a list. You have to get one that
Absolutely.
cooks, girl, because if
Yeah.
not, you won't.
So I was
I
going to say, praying that you actually peed next to Kanye because I need to hear this story.
Yes.
Love it.
Oh my god.
Send. So we took a little bathroom break, pause, and Ryan was showing me her profile. And honestly, I'm not just saying this because I'm your friend. 10 out of 10
Thank
profile.
you.
It's that perfect balance of like lifestyle photos, natural photos, and then like one or two like more stylized studio photos that like shows what you do.
Right.
I love that you have like how to pronounce your name. All of your little prompts are fantastic.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Thanks. You know, I try to be really realistic and honest about who I am as a person. You know, I'm an acquired taste. I get it. You know, and if we're dating, you gotta like roll with the punches. I need the wit because I'm gonna give it to you, right? You know, so and that's why I put on there. I was like, if you, what does it say? Something about roasting.
Yeah, let me find that one. Hold on. That one was so good.
Is one of your prompts roast me?
No, but I'll roast you.
Oh, I'll roast you.
Something like that.
You should leave a comment if you like tall black women who can win a roast battle against anyone, especially you. Devil emoji. That's good.
You have to know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
like
know?
I very much get the vibe of who Ryan is in this profile. I love
Thank
it.
you so much.
I would swipe.
Oh my god, thanks.
So I know you're getting off the apps,
Yes.
but I feel like your profile is so good. So if you ever get back on, you're set.
Yeah, I think I probably will. I just sometimes it's exhausting because like I feel like I'm like, okay, it's the end of the day. Let me go look at my likes and let me go do the thing. And it kind of becomes social media feeling,
Yeah.
but like more personal because I'm trying to like make a connection with somebody. So it like the fall feels a little bit harder because I'm like, I'm trying to do something. Like there's a goal and I don't really succeed in that goal like daily. So I think I just need to take a break. And also it's about to be cuffing season, which is like the biggest time where like everybody's in a relationship and like cuddled and bundled up and it's the holidays. And I'm like, I don't need to feel like I'm missing out on anything. And I feel like if I'm on the apps, all I'm going to do is like, okay, like I want to go to the pumpkin patch. Like take me to the, and you know what I mean? So I think this is a good time to like get off the apps, take time to be with my friends and my family, get through the holidays. And maybe in the new year, I'll pick it up again. We'll see.
And maybe you'll meet someone in real life.
And maybe I
in
will.
the old fashioned way.
Which like is ideal.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I feel like, you know, I did go on a date with this guy and he was like, we should lie and say that we met on Christian Mingle. And I was like, right.
That's
I was like,
My
right.
cousins did that.
Really? Lied about it?
Yeah, like so,
kinda
like
funny.
oh yeah, we met on like a Christian
Like dating app?
thing.
Yeah.
No, it's Tinder.
Well,
I mean, to be honest, I didn't lie and say, I lied about meeting Riayn on a dating app.
You
I
did?
did. I didn't say Christian mingle, but I did. But I did lie to I remember to my parents for a long time because I didn't want them to be scared that like I met this man on a dating app or anything like that.
Right.
So I lied and said that one of my coworkers knew someone who knew someone or something like that. I was like, oh, for my coworker. And my mom was like, oh, okay, great. And then until we turned about almost 2 years, I was like, Mom, by the way, I don't know if I ever told you, but I met Riayn on a dating app. And she was like, shut up. How could you? I didn't even know you were on. It was like a whole thing.
Right,
and I was
right.
like, this is why I didn't tell you.
Exactly.
So with so many people lying about how meeting their partner on a dating app, why do you think there's still such a stigma where people feel like they can't be honest about it?
I don't know. I mean, like, because it's like really,
It's
really
so normal.
common.
But even now, I feel like when people are honest about it, they kind of give like a little like eyebrow raise.
Like we met on the dating app.
Oh, how'd you guys meet? Tinder. Like they're embarrassed.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, I think that is going away slowly. Like if I tell someone like my job, like, oh, I met them on Hinge, they'd be like, okay, fine. They wouldn't bat an eye. But to like my mother from not that generation where they're not used to it, like probably in 5 years, they'd be like, oh, I met him on this dating app. You'd be like, right.
Also, I feel like it depends on the app that you say. Like Tinder currently is like very hookup.
Okay.
Right.
So if you're like, yeah, we met on Tinder, you're like, tight.
Okay.
Okay. And you guys just ended up liking each other like as
Right.
people. Tight.
So what are the different like connotations for each dating app? Like what's the like reputation?
Tinder is absolutely for hookups. That's where you're going, where we're hooking up. And that's pretty much it. Bumble is like in between Tinder and Hinge. It's fine sometimes, but there's a lot more catfishing that happens on Bumble and Tinder. Hinge is like, they call it the app that's designed to be deleted. So like that's the one that has a really high success rate in like actual relationships that form. And they're more like, so you can't swipe, like I was saying, you can't swipe, but you can swipe on, so it's like less mindless.
Okay.
And that's like the difference between like Hinge and Tinder and all that stuff. Like you're just like, not even looking, swipe. But with Hinge, you only have so many likes so that it makes you more picky about who you're actually like liking.
And then you know if someone liked you, they actually liked you. They're not just swiping on every single person they see.
Yes.
I like that.
And on Bumble, the women have to say something first, which is fine if you date men and like if that's like your thing. But like if you're in like a same-sex relationship or if you're trying to,
how does that work?
It's complicated.
Who would the app notify to say? Because I do remember being on Bumble, they would say you have to message first. So if you were both like girls, like, what are they going to say? Who are they going to message both?
I think it's the person who swiped the latest. So if you guys match, it's whoever swiped to make you guys match. They have to respond.
Okay.
Which is like fine, but like they don't say that. They're like the women have to say something, which I get why they did that because men are like dramatic and do too much. But again, that
it feels really like just heteronormative.
Yeah. But now they have a lot of they have a few apps for like celebrities and like influencers.
I've heard about Raya. I've heard about
Raya.
that.
I want to get on Raya so bad, and not even like to find anybody, but I just want to know who's on there.
I watched, you know how we were talking about like the Vanity Fair lie detector interviews?
Yes.
I watched Joe Jonas's and they asked him if he was on like Raya before he met his now wife, and he said yes.
He was
a
Jonas brother on the app. You're swiping casually, and all of a sudden you see a Jonas brother, and you're
Joe.
like, wait a minute.
No, I would lose my whole mind. I mean, there's like athletes on there. Obviously, there's like celebrities, musicians, like actors. Like there's so many people. Influencers. There's a lot of influencers on there.
We've got to get you on Raya.
I know.
That's what we're going to do.
That's the next goal. I'm getting off the app so I can get on Raya.
Right. Deal.
Okay, so now that we've discussed the good and the bad of the dating apps, now, like I said before, we pulled some spooky stories from the viewers about what it's like when you actually end up meeting these people. So, Paloma, take it away.
All right, you guys, we are kicking it off. Number 1, Dr. Daddy.
Did you name these or did they name them?
I did name these. So as I went through and read them, I was like, this is a good title. I was channeling my inner Sierra who writes erotica and really got into the descriptive details.
Not the erotica.
Yeah.
Dr. Daddy.
Dr. Daddy. You guys are going to lose your minds, okay?
All right, you guys, here we go. I was in physical therapy for probably 8 to 9 months, 3 times a week, and during that time, I fell for my doctor. We would flirt during my appointments. He would rearrange the schedule to ensure I was always on his schedule and not his coworkers. He would sneak little surprises and notes into my jacket pocket. It was harmless to me until one day he asked me for my number. At this point, I'd been seeing him for several months. It's a Friday night when I get a text from him asking if he can stop by because he's in my area. He knew where I live because we had discovered in one of our convos that one of my neighbors was a family friend. When I get outside, I can smell the liquor on him.
What in the HIPAA violation is this?
Right. Right.
He confesses his love for me and kisses me. He tells me he wants to date me, but it has to be secretive because it's unethical to date a patient.
Right.
He would lose his job.
Right.
Right?
I asked him to discharge me or refer me to a coworker, but he was insistent on treating me himself. He told me I only had 2 to 3 months left anyways, and it would be fine.
Push pause. When I read that, I really thought he was saying 2 to 3 months left to live.
That's what I thought this was going to.
And then I reread and I was like, a
Physical,
PT.
and I was like, yeah, physical therapy.
Okay.
So she has like 2 or 3 months left being his patient.
Right. So he's like, it's fine. Like, we're
It
almost
would be
done.
fine.
Yeah.
My surgery took a huge mental and physical toll on me. I relied on him so much that I trust. My surgery took a huge mental and physical toll on me. I relied on him so much that the trust I had for him was so strong. Anything he told me, I believed it instantly. Fast forward a few weeks, I'm completely swept up in the adrenaline of the secrecy. We spent all the weekends together, and on Monday mornings at PT, he's asking me how was my weekend, as if the man wasn't in my bed that morning.
Oh my. See, I'm like, first of all, that's exactly why these relationships are not allowed because of the trust, right?
Yep.
That like relying on the patient, doctor dynamic.
We've seen Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
It never works out.
It never works out.
Here's the thing, and I'm glad she pointed it out, that she was saying, like, in the secrecy of it all. And let me tell you, I'm sure that a lot of this romance that you're feeling is the secrecy.
It's
and the
just
fact
the
that
adrenaline.
the fact if you can't be with someone, you want to be, like, what?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Who knows? So here she is, drama. The sneaking around was really fun at first, but I guess our flirting got more obvious because suddenly I could feel eyes of his coworkers on us. I mean,
right.
If in parentheses, if you've never been to a PT clinic before, it's basically one giant room.
Right.
My boyfriend tells me it's because his boss asked him to refer me to another person at the clinic and he declined.
Wait, my boyfriend.
Wait, she wrote, my BF tells me it's because. Oh, she's referring to him as my boyfriend.
My boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was a third party.
No, it's either boyfriend referring to him or best friend.
Oh, okay.
I think.
See you. Well, let's find out.
Right. Let's keep reading.
My BF tells me it's because his boss asked him to refer me to another person at the clinic and he declined. To keep up the story of we aren't into each other, my BF made up another lie. Okay, so it's
so it is.
guy.
Boyfriend, yeah.
That he was dating a girl named Maria, in parentheses, not my name, and wasn't into me. They bought it, and I would overhear him talking about our dates with his coworkers with me as Maria. Eventually, I was discharged for meeting my goals and no longer his patient. The plan was after 6 months, he would make up a story about running into me and said that we fell in love because after 6 months, you're cleared to date former patients. Okay, that's important. So after 6 months, you're allowed to date.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Why didn't he just discharge her if they asked him to?
Exactly.
Like, why?
He was so adamant about staying her.
The doctor.
Because
The
he liked the dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Oh, absolutely. It had to have been that way.
You're right. So, there we go. The problem is he never dumped Maria, and so the lie grew, and all the details of Maria were my details. Even if I got introduced as a new girl, I sounded exactly like Maria did. The lying was starting to cause a huge strain on our relationship, but they were going to get a lot worse because one day we ran into one of his coworkers at the grocery store. The following day, he has a meeting with his boss informing she was asking for the board to investigate the relationship. We start fighting a lot because I just want to come clean with everything and he doesn't want to lose his license to practice his job.
God.
While we await the investigation, he leans on a new coworker for support instead of me. He proceeds to cheat on me with her, then lies to me when confronted with the information. in parentheses, text between them. We break up and I'm devastated. All his close friends and family completely shun me because they're all now trying to hide the fact that he knew me, even though they all knew I was a former patient. Not to mention the entire town knows his family. So I was also shunned by some of my favorite places in town. I wasn't from there. In fact, I gave up the opportunity to move because I thought we were going to be shorter long term. I receive a phone call from the board asking me questions about our relationship, and I completely confess.
Yes, that's what I was hoping.
Boom. My ex loses his job, but not his license to practice. He sends me threatening texts and emails about how I've ruined his life. I no longer felt safe, so I broke my lease and moved back to my home state. 3 months passed, and I learned he's engaged to his coworker who he cheated on me with. Fast forward some years later, I moved to a new city, fall in love, and I'm getting married in a few months. I guess I just needed one more horror dating story before I found the one.
I love that we got the full
Me too.
update.
I'm
so happy that you're happy, girl. But like, oh my God, can we talk about that for a moment? Let's unpack
Oh
that.
my gosh. First of all, so glad that he at least faced some consequences.
Yeah.
Because with the way the story was going with like and his family's very well connected, I was like, this man is about to get off completely scot-free.
Yep.
I feel like he should lose his license.
He should have lost his
isn't
license.
that what happens?
Yeah.
When you
Why
date
didn't that
your
happen?
patient?
I mean,
don't
how
know.
did he not lose? I mean, that's the tea.
Maybe
you know?
like so much time had passed, and they were like, "It is."
They're
like,
like,
it's
whatever, you're fired, whatever, and that's it. He lost his job, but not his license. So
But
I mean,
you
he
guys
can
have
still
such a really good point about like he really could have just been like, "Yeah, I'm going to give you to another like doctor, and we could date," because that wouldn't have been bad.
Yeah.
They would have been allowed to date.
Well, and I feel like the argument could have been made that like, oh, I don't want to ask for that because then it'll make it too obvious that we're together.
Right.
But they told him, hey, let's move her
Yeah.
to another
And
caregiver.
she asked him,
Yeah.
"This is what we should do," because if she would have asked, it wouldn't have been like really a thought probably.
I gotta dip back into my thought process that I think that the guy was just into it because of the fantasy
Yeah.
of we have to keep it secret. And guess what? Also that ended up being a secret. Screwing with your coworker.
Right.
Guess what gets you in big trouble? You know, he's like my patient, my coworker. He just wants the fun. He's just
Right.
looking for a little drama, clearly. And I'm glad that our viewer really just ended up finding someone
and telling, and
that's
she told
amazing.
everybody. She said,
I love that.
"Good."
Yes, girl.
It
Go,
sucks
girl.
too, though, that she had to move
No,
to like
I
uproot
know.
her life.
yeah, she said she broke her lease.
Yeah.
And that's so sad to just hear that your boyfriend's just like with a coworker. Like, what the
Right. It's giving red flag.
I wish we had little red flags that we
But
could
again,
wave.
know.
right? Red flag, red
Red
flag.
flag, red flag.
But that's another issue with that kind of dynamic of like the power imbalance.
Right.
It makes you ignore red flags because you're like, this person wouldn't hurt me.
Mhm.
Right.
This person I trust. This person's been there for me.
Yep.
So even when there are red flags,
They're hard to see.
it's hard to see.
Yeah.
They're just so blurry. They're waving so quickly.
I know.
You
You're like,
can't
it's green. Isn't it green? It's green.
It's green.
Okay.
So starting off strong. That was a
that
very
was a
strong
good
start.
one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, our next one, Riayn titled Mustache Man.
I love these titles.
Thank you.
Disclaimer, the person I am about to describe is 100% a real person, and this is a real life event in my life. It is not fictional. That's making me think this is going to be spicy.
This is gonna be juicy. Yeah.
Long ago, when I was younger and dumber, I experienced a time in my life that I call the dating spree. I was on all the dating apps and was very open-minded to meeting all sorts of men. One day, I came across a guy that piqued my interest and seemed different than the usual Midwesterner. His profile made him appear very artsy. He had an exquisite handlebar mustache.
Right.
That's where that's from.
Mhm.
He wore eyeliner and was a poet. For all intensive purposes, I will refer to him as Mustache. What could go wrong? Also, I love her storytelling.
Me too. It's so good.
She's a writer.
She is.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you about red flag number 1. We meet for our first date, and I noticed something odd about Mustache's outfit. He was wearing a shriveled up snapping turtle foot as a necklace. What?
It's also the fact that she recognized it as a snapping turtle.
Yeah. Or maybe did he have to tell her about it?
Oh,
Let's
right.
find
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Next sentence. I asked him about the foot,
Good.
and he explained that it was a sentimental piece that came from a hunt that his grandfather went on. He loves this foot and would someday like to acquire a rattlesnake belt. This got my gears going on what he and his family might be like, and had me questioning why someone would do that to a turtle or a snake. Also, not great that I'm a vegetarian.
Right.
On a
Right.
date with this guy. Mustache proceeds to ask if he can meet my parents, and I respectfully decline, thinking that it was odd of him to ask and knowing that this date might not go well. Red flag number, also, that's a very weird thing to open a date with.
I don't even know you.
Hi, here's my snapping turtle foot. Can I meet your parents?
Odd.
So many red flags.
Right.
Red flag number 2. We're on the mini golf portion of the date. That's cute. And I'm asking Mustache about what he likes to do in his spare time. He describes a slew of oddball hobbies. It's giving not like other girls.
Yes.
Right.
Including the dreams he has about bringing back modern day gladiator fights and would like to someday move to Montana so he can have 10 children and raise mountain dogs. My ethics meter is going off at this point,
Right.
but I'm intrigued by this special human as a moth is to a flame.
This is a writer.
She is. Red flag number 3. We reached the dinner portion of our date, and I'm contemplating how to exit early. I quickly realized there was no need to question this as Mustache proceeded to flirt with our waitress and compliment her outfit, which was a very basic black top and black pants.
Right. As waitresses wear.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
You
all
look
black.
fantastic.
That's like going to Target and being like, man, I love your red shirt. Like,
Right. And
love-
khakis.
Yeah. It's like,
I love your uniform.
yeah. We receive our order and he's asking me about my diet and tells me that my hips look perfect for childbearing
Run.
and asks if I have ever thanked God for them.
We're done. I'm leaving.
Oh, that is not a red flag. That is a red banner.
No, for sure.
You know, like in high school when they held out like the big banner that the football players would like
Yeah,
run through?
it's that.
It's
It's the
that.
Yep.
Banner.
My appetite immediately vanished, rightfully
Right.
so, and I was ready to go. He was so clueless as to why I wanted to leave so quickly, but I had to get out of this mess of a date and drive him back to his car. Finally, we got to his car. He leans in to kiss me, and I pull away. He is so, oh my God.
No.
No.
He is so confused as to why. I explained that I think it was best we just be friends, and he started crying.
What?
Ugh.
This is a first date?
Yes.
He tells me that I must be feeling like this because I didn't let him meet my parents and that maybe we should go meet them before he leaves.
What?
God.
That's why the kiss didn't hit, because we didn't meet the parents.
I didn't meet your parents.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
also didn't thank God for your childbirthing hips.
Right. Right.
Mhm, makes sense. Please go on. Please.
I decline and we part ways and I make sure to never see him again. Word to the wise, run at the first sight of shriveled animal limbs.
Right.
The dating spree did eventually come to fruition as I found my sweet and loving husband on one of those apps 9 years ago. We just had our wedding this May.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes.
I'm glad you dodged that. I was going to say dodged the bullet, but it's more like dodged the cannonball.
Yeah.
That is Mustache Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dodge the turtle foot necklace.
Yeah. Literally.
Right. Like what?
Do you think
What
he's
was
still
that?
out there like hitting on waitresses and like showing off his turtle foot?
Yes. Unless he's moved to Montana and is with someone who wants to have 14 children, like raise wolves or
I
whatever
was
he
going to say
said.
someone he looked at and was like, you have perfect childbearing
Childbearing
hips.
hips.
And she
She's
was
like,
like,
"Thank God."
yeah.
And we also totally glossed over the fact that he wants to bring back Roman gladiators.
What does that really
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Like I think
Let's talk about that.
is that like just Fight Club,
In the basement.
but like legal?
But he also said like modern day. So like,
Oh.
what's the
Like Hunger
modernness of? Is that modern?
Wait, what's
What
that thing that's
era
over
is
by
that set in?
Disneyland with the jousting? Like that?
Oh, medieval times.
Is he thinking like that? Medieval times vibes?
That's not modern day. That's the part that is making.
Okay,
I'm like,
I hear you. I hear
what's the like modern day version of what? Like, what does that look like?
I think-
War.
Yeah,
Yeah,
war.
that's happening. That's sir, you missed it. That's it's happening.
I think Mustache Man just really needed A, some therapy, B, someone to tell him to stop talking,
Yeah.
and C, a trip to medieval times to like get all of that.
Maybe he should just
out.
work there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gladiators
Yeah.
use swords and stuff. Like, are we?
Yeah.
Who's using swords to fight currently?
He whips out 3 of his. He's like,
He's
well,
like-
if you come back to my place and I would have met your parents.
crazy. Tell me
The
that wasn't so
crying
good.
is
That is
honestly
interesting.
worse than like getting mad.
No, for sure. Which makes me think like maybe he was just like really young and like really into his
Yeah.
like hobbies or something. I don't know.
But to have a hobby like gladiator like
No,
that,
I know. I don't know.
I'm glad
know.
she gave us the update though that it like all worked out for her.
Yeah, so I'm really thankful for these two stories. Like I at least know you're doing well. Not like,
I
oh my
know.
God.
I really love that they've given us like, and it worked out because I'm like, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Because these are tragic
Oh yeah.
stories.
Oh yeah.
Story number 3. This one's called TGIF fucking liar. It'll make sense. Okay. This story takes place in summer of 2021. For context, I am 25 at the time and a cis woman who dates men. I live on the East Coast of the US. After spending the year or so of COVID inside and recovering from a heartbreak, I decided it was time to re-download Hinge. I matched with this guy, we started talking, and the conversation is going really well. After 2 weeks of talking, he invited me on a date, which, pause, that's a long time to be talking on the apps, but like if you've been talking for that long, like
Combo's
we're good. Like we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. During the 2 weeks of talking, I learned he is a restaurant owner and a sports podcast host. As someone who loves sports, I really enjoyed the banter and the connection we had with sports. It comes time for the date. He waits till the day of to tell me where it is. He chose TGI Fridays. Red flag number 1. Right. There are so many local spots. I arrived at the restaurant and had to park in the parking garage. The specific TGI Fridays is located next to a mall, so it's super busy. It made me uncomfortable since I didn't do much during COVID, but I pushed through. I go inside and it takes me a while to find him. Red flag number 2. He doesn't look anything like his photos. Not quite catfish level, but very close. I go to sit down and he throws himself onto me and gives me a hug. Very uncomfortable because I don't know him and it's in all caps COVID. Red flag number 3. We are discussing what we are going to order, and when the waitress comes, he orders for me. Red flag number 4.
What?
Yeah, I had only given him my drink order, so he puts me on the spot and asks me what I wanted to eat. When I tell him I'm not hungry, I wanted to leave and not be stuck eating, he aggressively says, choose something. Uneasy inside, I say mozzarella sticks, which like, right.
I just want that sound bite. Uneasy inside, I say mozzarella sticks.
Mozzarella sticks.
He repeats that to the waitress and the waitress walks away. Red flag number 5. As soon as she does, he smiles and says, I just want us to have a good time, and gives me a creepy smile. Red flag number 6. The date continues. Our food finally arrives, and through our conversations, I learn he's lied to me. He's not a restaurant owner. He works at Subway and is a shift manager. Red flag number 7. Now, there's no big deal with this, but he lied to me and via text bragged about his success. As the date is wrapping up, he asks me when we will have kids.
Oh no.
Then tells me his mom will love me and he looks forward to me supporting him in all aspects.
Gross.
Right.
Okay, first of all, literally nothing wrong, of course, with working at Subway, being a shift manager.
No.
Why lie?
Why lie?
Why lie?
It's the lie.
Yeah.
Especially when you're just going to tell me in person that you work at Subway.
Right.
It'd be like,
It's like he wanted to say whatever he could to get
the
her
date
in person,
Mm.
which that in itself is already kind of scary. But then the fact that they were talking for 2 weeks and he kept that charade
Yes.
going,
Mhm.
right? It's not like they talked for one night and then went on the date and he was like, hey, actually, like,
This is the
this
tea.
is the tea.
he
Right.
pretended to be a restaurant owner for like
For
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
Babe, I gotta go lock up. Something like that. And
Like,
you're
gotta go check on my employees
right,
or whatever.
No, right.
Mm-mm.
No, yeah.
Way too much. It just also gets worse. So,
Oh, no.
Stop.
yeah.
Here's the thing. I would have left as soon as you start ordering for me and being crazy like that. I have to go to the bathroom.
And I'm gone.
And I'm gone.
Yep.
Sorry.
The ordering for someone else thing is like
Weird.
Yeah.
Especially quite
Especially
literally,
if
if
you
you
don't even
do
know
not
me.
know this person at all, and
Right.
they're sitting right there. There's no need to even try. But
No.
anyways, go on.
Right. Red flag number 8. At this point, he's made many comments that make me uncomfortable, and his overall demeanor was like as if he was better than me, and I was there as arm candy for him, which would make sense about the ordering. Like, and she'll take a this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Kind of like an ownership vibe. That's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
Then oh my God, this is tragic. The check comes, and he's forgotten his wallet. Red flag number 9. I put my card down just wanting to leave. I have no problem paying, but he did ask me out and via text made many comments about how successful he is, which is exactly what we were just talking about.
If you ask,
you need to pay the bill. Exactly. And also you talked about your successes and all your businesses.
Also,
pay for
you
this bill.
forced me to order the mozzarella sticks. I said I didn't even want to eat, and now you're making me pay for the bill?
Exactly.
Hell no, I'm out. I literally would have started crying, being like, this man is doing
no,
fuck
The
that.
audacity
real.
to order for someone else and then be like,
Here you go.
here you go.
Forgot my
Here's
wallet.
the check.
This is terrible.
Delusion.
Go on.
Delusion. Okay. So, his successes, whatever. When the check came back for me to sign, I discovered he bought 2 shots before I showed up. Red flag number 10. We're at 10 red flags right now. I asked him about it and he said, I was nervous. Do you want to order more? No, I don't want shots. I want to leave, me in my head. I sign the bill, gather my things, put my mask on to leave. We walk out of the restaurant and I ask where he parked. He tells me he doesn't have a car and says it was taken from him. Whatever that means. Again, not awful, but this is opposite of everything he led with. He says he had to Uber there and asks if I want to drive him home.
Oh, no.
F no.
Red flag 11. Not wanting to spend another minute with him, I say I can't and I have to leave. He insists on walking me to my car. Normally, I wouldn't mind, but something seemed off.
Yep.
He doesn't take no for an answer and follows me into the garage. Red flag number 12. I take the stairs and he quickly follows, not giving up on following me. By floor
I'm
3
scared.
on the steps, I'm basically running up the steps and he continues following. As we approach my vehicle, I turn around and say, thanks, have a good night, and try to open my car door. He immediately slams my door shut and holds his hand over it, preventing me from opening it. Red flag number 13.
I'm screaming at that
Oh,
point.
that's not a red.
I'm
Again,
screaming.
red
No,
banner.
This is giving like dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is giving
That's the-
abducted.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
As I turn around and say I have to go, he tried to pull my face mask down and kiss me. I'm biting it so he can't, and I push him away, so I get in the car. I get in, immediately lock the car, start the car, and leave. As soon as I get a mile away, I deleted and blocked his number and reported him on Hinge.
Good.
Overall, his lying is what got me the most. It was such a bad date. I hope y'all got a laugh through my struggles. We laughed at the beginning, but then we started
Then
getting
we got
worried.
scared.
I got worried, petrified for your safety.
Exactly. But that is also why I titled this TGI fucking liar.
Yes.
TGI fucking liar. Because
No.
what are we doing?
Oh my
here?
it was
God.
Like that was red flag. I think that was like a total of 13 red flags.
The lying is like bad, but then it goes from just like, hey, you lied, this is a bad date, to like,
I didn't bring any money. I'm spending your money on things you didn't want and lied about it.
I'm stalking
I'm
you.
literally chasing you into a garage, pulling your face mask down, trying to kiss you and not letting you like get into your car.
And then being like, and you can drive me home if you want.
But literally he asked it, do you want to drive me home? I don't even want to drive myself home. What
Right.
makes you
I
think
would
I,
like
want
to
to take you home?
teleport out of here
Literally-
immediately.
And I before we get any further, I learned something really important like a couple years ago, and I want to preface with this kind of story. Ladies, gentlemen, if there's a like, I'd rather you like don't feel bad about making other people uncomfortable. If you're
Yeah.
feeling uncomfortable, dip. And I used to be that person that for the sake of not making that other person feel bad, I'd be like, oh, like it's okay.
Yeah, push
it's okay.
through it.
No, done. You're gone. Get your keys. In that moment, you don't feel safe. Get out. Go. You're
Right.
done. You don't have
Or
to
like
be
that was
respectful
the
to this
moment
person.
where you tell the waitress or whoever, like, hey, I am feeling really
Right.
uncomfortable. I think I might be unsafe, like da 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 da, whatever. And like there are so many restaurants now that have like practices in place to help
Mhm.
people because bad dates happen all the time. Also, like really crazy, scary things happen daily.
Yeah.
So like do not try to entertain these people. Like who cares? Let them be mad about it. But like your safety comes first. Like,
I'm
for
so
sure.
thankful hearing the rest of that story that you like the parking
got
garage,
out.
you got
Yeah.
out.
Especially as women, we're
Yeah.
like socialized to please people and to let men down easy
Yeah.
and to not, not hurt their feelings. And it's like, that goes too far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steven and I were at a restaurant a couple weeks ago that had a little sign that was like, hey, if you're on a date and you want to leave, order the Sunset Cooler or something. I had like a name, like a specific
Mhm.
drink. And one of our employees is going to come get you
Mhm.
and take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's fantastic to have like a special code word drink
Yeah.
that you can say. And that was in the women's bathroom only.
Yeah.
Which then that also, again, what about men who are dating men who are on a bad
Right,
date?
right.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's at least something.
No, I mean
Yeah.
it is because then especially if you do feel like shy or you don't want to like cause a scene because you don't know this person, like that's easy to be like, I'll have the sunset, whatever, and then they're like, got it,
I've
got
actually
it.
I actually think I've heard something about that before where you can, and it's like pretty common knowledge for at the bars. It's like an angel drink or
angel
something.
shot.
An angel shot that you
Yeah.
just go up to any bartender. They like kind of know that. But even if you don't have that code word, like literally just whisper like, oh, I'm going to get a drink, blah, 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 whatever.
I'm going to the bathroom, run into the kitchen and be
literally,
like, you guys.
even somebody that's like busting tape, like they don't got to be a manager. You're just like, hey, can you get me someone? Like I'm feeling so unsafe and I need someone to escort me to my car.
Yeah.
That's happened to a friend before where she literally was at a club. She was like, this is crazy. I don't see myself walking out of this building. Go up to someone, be like, can I get some security to walk me out? And a lot of the time they will.
They will, yeah.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Like actually crazy.
Dating isn't just like something.
No, it's so
yeah.
hard. And I think that's where like I get into this weird like mindset where I'm like, yeah, like I want to date, I'm looking to be in relationships and stuff like that. But like to go out and deal with things like that, I haven't had really crazy dates like that. I also really don't go on a lot of dates because I don't like a lot of people to even go out that far. But like, even when I do, I'm like, this is so exhausting. Also, like, I have to be so careful, so safe. Like, how much information am I giving you? Like, everybody needs to know where I am. Like, it's so much. It makes it not enjoyable at all. Like,
Yeah.
that experience would have been like, I'm not going on any dates I need time.
Yeah.
Because that was way too much.
Well, and also like she talked to him for 2 weeks.
And at that point,
And
you're
he-
like, okay, we're like,
I understand. I trust
We're
you.
vibing, yep.
Yeah. Ugh.
All right, ladies, next one. The viewer says, hello, ladies. This is a first date horror story. Oh, no. I matched with a guy on a dating app. I was new to the area and didn't have a car yet. He offered to pay for my Uber so that I could meet him for dinner, and I agreed.
Ooh.
Very
Well, I
nice.
like that.
I love
Yeah.
that. Well, I didn't know till I got there that he was taking me to Hooters.
Not Hooters.
Then when I got out of the car, it turned out he also brought his brother.
What?
And they kept trying to make me choose between them.
No.
Stop.
Yuck.
Tragic.
But
Oh,
why
That's
also?
weird. That's really weird. Also, I'd be like,
For what reason?
anyways. They also told me that they were watching for me out of the window, and if they didn't like how I looked, they were just going to leave without telling me.
Why
Disgusting.
and also, why would you tell me that?
I think they're probably so delusional. They think that's a compliment.
Right? They're like, you're so hot,
You're
so
so
we
hot,
stayed.
so we stayed.
Ew. Anyways.
We came to Hooters so that in case you left and
We
'cause you
could
weren't
go see
hot,
boobies.
we could still see some boobs.
God.
And it's funny how this person wrote it because it says in parentheses the and then luckily for
Right.
me, they found my appearance was acceptable.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, thank you. She's probably wishing at this moment they would have left.
Yeah.
Right.
They then proceeded to hit on the waitress the entire time.
Right.
And however, I was the only one who ended up with her number because she wanted advice on getting into law school.
I love that.
Love you all, Rebecca.
Oh,
Aw.
a friendship was born that day.
Yes. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you,
Hope you're
Rebecca.
doing well.
It was not between her and the man or his brother, but her and the Hooters waitress.
Right.
I love that.
I love that.
I love a plot twist like
God.
that.
So crazy. What I just honestly I want to know like what the brother part had to do with it. What was the goal? One of you is going to end up with her, or you wanted to like do it? Like, are we having? Is it threesome moment? Like, what are we doing?
Ugh.
It's giving they weren't really trying and they kind of just were like both swiping and they were like, haha, let's go to Hooters and like the girl will meet her there and like if she likes you, she likes you. If not, she likes me and then whatever. Like they didn't really
Yeah.
care.
Right.
Like it's giving, I don't care. Like if I'm showing up with my brother and I'm like, so which one you like? We weren't even planning on staying. We're just here for wings, Like it's
Right.
really, it's not giving, hi, I'm
I'm
interested
trying to, like,
on
date
pursuing
you.
you and like
Right.
to do something.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
It's
you're
not
right.
giving Jay from Hinge who wants to cook for you.
Yes.
Right. It is
no,
not.
He-
giving
I
Jay
don't
from
think Jay
Hinge.
from Hinge would do that.
he wouldn't.
I absolutely. I don't think he would.
Jay would send for the car.
Right.
You'd come to some place and he'd cook for you. Oh my
Right.
God.
I know.
What is Jay gonna cook for you?
You guys, please. I can't.
Okay, next story. I went on a date with a former NFL player and Super Bowl champion.
Okay.
Starting off
Okay.
strong. You got my
Very-
attention.
Were you on Raya?
Probably.
Like, okay.
He showed up to dinner a half hour late. Then that's not great.
Yep.
He spent the entire time bragging about himself.
Sounds like an athlete.
Of course, he wore the Super Bowl ring.
No, not the ring.
He then proceeded to ask me to move to Nebraska with him, where he was going to take a job as a college football coach. Oh my God. I feel like this whole episode could just be titled "The Audacity of Men."
The audacity, like they are asking crazy things. I
First
just
date?
met you, but he was like, I'm Super
So I'm
Bowl
an
champion.
athlete,
Like,
blah,
don't you
blah,
want to
blah.
move with me and like do all that?
Well, and you know what the worst part is? There probably would be people that would be,
Oh, absolutely.
oh yeah,
yeah. There's
I'll
people.
drop everything.
Yep.
This was a first date.
Right.
I ended the date and got out of there as quickly as possible, only to find out later that he was married and had kids, and his wife looked exactly like me. Holy crap. I guess they were separating, but it was still super creepy. Well, no wonder he thought she would just uproot her life and move with him to Nebraska after meeting him 30 seconds ago, because he basically is just pretending that that's his wife.
Right, he's like, you've done it before, baby. Don't you remember with the kids?
Right. She's like, hello.
Yeah, had an opening on the team.
Yeah.
I'm screaming.
Oh my gosh.
That's like creepy to like
Yeah.
replace.
Okay,
essentially.
I was literally okay. This is a good question, because obviously like people have preferences, whatever. I like blonde hair, blah 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 blah. But like, if all of your exes or people that you pursue, like if they all look the same, is that a preference, or is it like, what is that?
Okay, so I have actually been guilty of this once.
Okay.
So when I was in high school, I had a really close friend. We're going to call him Jacob. So I had a close friend named Jacob. We had like a flirtationship all through, like middle school, early
Love
high
that.
school. Like it was the on and again, off again thing. And then we decided to actually date for a couple months, realized we were better as friends, broke up, but we're still friends. Now, a couple months later, I meet a guy through a mutual friend who goes to a different school, who admittedly did look exactly like him. Looked
Okay.
exactly like Jacob. We're
Okay.
going to call this guy Bill. So Bill looks exactly like Jacob. I go on a couple dates with him. My group of friends find out, and we're all hanging out in the jacuzzi with Jacob there. And they're like, okay, Sierra, we have to confront you about this. You are dating Walmart Jacob.
Also not Walmart.
No, I-
God.
And I was like, guys, they don't even look that alike. They are like holding up both photos on the phones. They're like, this is him. And even Jacob is like, it's me. It's me. Look at that man. He looks like me.
It's Jacob being there for this whole thing.
yes.
Right. At least he wasn't the Walmart.
Right,
Jacob.
right.
He was the Gucci Jacob.
Yeah.
And now I do look back on that and go, okay, I did just find someone who looked exactly like Jacob. But to be fair, like, it didn't work out with Jacob.
It was
But I
giving
still thought he was attractive.
right. It was
Right.
giving looks wise, but it wasn't the personality
Yeah.
persona that you needed to be with.
Listen, I think that's fine. But
But I also didn't ask him to move to Nebraska with me.
you didn't.
And also, I didn't have kids with Jacob.
There you
so.
go.
You're right.
There you go.
You're right. I always wonder that because obviously a lot of people are like, oh, I have this kind of type. I don't have one.
Yeah.
Like no one that I've ever been with, dated, ever, any situation looked the same. No one. Like I can't match anybody to do anything. They all look different. They're all different. And when people ask me what my type is and I'm like, oh, I don't have a type, they don't believe me. And I don't understand because I'm like, so does everyone actually have a type? And I just literally date all kinds of people?
You have a personality type,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like they all fall into a similar realm.
Yeah,
of
you're not
personality.
just saying,
Yeah.
the thing is you're just not saying blonde or something like that.
Like,
You're
I don't have a
you're like they
physical
have to
type.
be witty, da. It's still a preference, but
Right.
it's just different.
But I guess like that's not a good enough. Like people are like, so what do your exes look? I'm like, think of anyone, they probably look like that. And they're like, and I'm like, it literally
anyone.
Her preference is
Attractive.
tall, dark, and handsome. Boom.
but not even. I've literally dated white people.
No, I understand, but moving forward, if you had a preference, what would it be?
There is. I
It's
don't
personality.
have one. It's
Boom.
personality.
Yeah. Boom.
Like I like it. Literally doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I
there
mean,
you go.
my type is attractive and witty, and you do with that what you
Yeah.
will do with it.
That is up
Right?
for your interpretation.
Exactly. Okay, last one. This one's called Halloween IRL.
Ooh.
Okay. So very on
On brand.
On brand is what we're doing here. I was 18/19 and my friend wanted us to both be in relationships. Right. So we could go on double dates. She asked what traits or interests I wanted in a partner, and being barely an adult, I'd said things like into horror movies, drives a truck, taller than me, a bit older.
Right.
Right.
Again, it's the high school church checklist.
Exactly.
She really said a truck.
Hot trucks. I get it. We've all been there. She set me up on a blind date with her then partner's coworker and said I would love them. I insisted that she drop me off so that she knew exactly where I would be because of the date wanted me to meet at his house before we went out. Weird, but whatever. We're 18. We're reckless. I get it. We drive up and I see a truck, check, with someone slightly taller leaning against it, double check. I tell my friend that I'll let her know how it goes and to be on call in case I need her rescue. The date turns around to say hello and he's easily in his early 40s. And again, so this person is 18 or 19.
Oh.
So when I said a bit older, I was thinking maybe like earlier 20s. Being a people pleaser, I didn't want to be rude. I said yes to wanting to go get dinner. We went to the dinner place. He spends the entire time while we're there showing off his new iPhone, and in parentheses, they were brand new at the time and no one really had one, LOL. I really didn't care though. But every time I showed any interest in the phone, he'd go on a 5-minute rant on each spec. We finish up dinner, which I am fairly certain I paid for myself because I didn't want him to feel like I owed him anything, and we drive back to his house. He tells me that he has a cool surprise in his house that he couldn't wait to show me. Reluctantly, I said, okay. We get in. He tells me how this is actually his uncle's house, so he doesn't have to pay any rent. Okay, push pause. Is it a flex to talk about how you don't pay rent in your uncle's house? Like, why is that information I need to know?
Also, maybe he should have taken the money from that iPhone that he is so obsessed with.
Right.
And put it towards some rent.
Maybe. And also, her friend?
Okay, yeah, this is a bad friend.
Yes.
Because she knew that the man was 40.
Right.
And said nothing.
Right. And I'm going to assume that, like, she's also around 18, 19, 20, like.
And actually, that's a good point that it was by a friend, because then that's giving me a little bit of trust. Like, you pre-approve them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, in
right.
and that actually does lean into the, like, oh, maybe I do feel comfortable, like, going into their house.
Well,
Yes,
we've talked about this where I'm like, okay, if my friend is like, I think you would be really cool with this person and da-da-da, I'm automatically like, okay, well, this person that I trust is telling me, like, they must trust you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like, we got some ground here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. Okay. So reluctantly, you know, he's like, oh, you should come. Oh, he tells me he has a cool surprise. He wants to show me. Reluctantly, I'm like, okay.
Is it his penis?
Scream. It's
God,
not. Honestly,
is it his dick in a box?
It better not be.
Honestly, the dick in a box would have been better than what he's going to show her. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay. So, of course, he shows me his room and is telling me all about his bed and how really comfortable his mattress is and how I should try it out.
Gross.
Yeah. And he shows me how he loves Metallica and he has so many Metallica posters in his room. He goes to the concerts, you know, growing up and from his uncle, blah, blah, blah. Not wanting to stay in his room a minute longer, I asked if this was a surprise. To his delight, he exclaimed, "No, that's over here." He leads me into another room that had a spooky latch lock on the outside, and he said, "Be prepared for this."
Run.
Nope.
Right.
Nope. Out.
My heart was racing as he opened the door to this red room. This red room was filled with horror films. I said, "Cool. You must have every horror film on DVD. That's a nice surprise." She likes horror films.
Oh.
He said, "That's not even the best part. When I painted the room blood red, I mixed in a bit of my blood." Needless to say, I said that I completely forgot I had to work really early the next morning and needed to go. He insisted that he take me home, so I begrudgingly said sure and had him drive me to my friend's house and said I did not want him to know my address. He tried asking me that we should get together again. I told him that I didn't know because I was really busy with college and that he should text me to try to set something up. I got out of the car, immediately blocked his number and told my friend to never set me up with anyone ever again.
Yeah.
As for my love for horror films, I truly cannot watch them anymore after being in a blood-painted horror film room. The end.
Oh my gosh.
That is crazy.
He painted the room with his blood?
It's giving Megan Fox. I have he's got a little vial of my blood around his neck.
Very that.
That's
very
weird.
that. That's you taking something like, oh yeah, I enjoy horror films and thinking that I want to be a part of your sick horror film fantasy moment.
Yep.
That's not it at all.
Also, his uncle just let him do that to the room?
Oh, but also, if he's 40, the uncle's got to be probably, I don't know,
70?
65. He's
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on.
I was
These
gonna say-
youngins.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he's in his uncle's house because he's obviously older and might be taking care of him. If
Okay,
this gentleman's
right.
almost 40, his
And maybe
uncle might
his
be-
uncle's not even there. It might just be
Yeah.
inherited or
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh.
Maybe he murdered the uncle.
Maybe it was the
up.
uncle's blood all along.
Oh my God.
But the way, like, okay, listen, I wouldn't put it past, because for you to have a thought to put your own blood into this, why not put somebody else's? Like, I don't,
Yeah.
like, if she would have been like, you should put some of mine, he'd be like, okay. Like, obviously,
yeah.
right?
That's what he was looking for her to be like,
Be like, oh,
You,
I'm so
maybe you
into
should-
this. We should draw
Yeah.
a heart with our blood. Let's prick our fingers.
something
Blood
like,
brothers vibes.
No,
Yeah.
definitely. You guys, I just want to say again, run. You don't feel bad. Like, why did you feel bad enough that you were
I
like,
know.
no, don't.
Run.
No, run.
And I get it.
I
get
fully
it.
relate
And I
because
get it.
I feel like in
Yeah.
those moments I shut down.
Me
Well, and you
too.
panic.
Yeah.
This is at me. This is at me, literally screaming at me, because if not, we could. These stories could end up so much more crazy, like
And
a blood room.
Well, they do. They end
Yeah.
up really bad because we're afraid to say something, or we're afraid to put, but also, like, fair of us to think that, because men react absolutely insane all
Yeah.
the time,
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
right.
which ends up in us in danger a lot of the time. So we're like, how do I politely handle this? That
No, I
way
get it.
I'm safe,
Mm-hmm.
but also, like, I don't know, just start screaming or something. Because, like, if you're screaming, maybe the neighbors will at least be like, something's weird happening. There's a woman screaming. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Scary stories.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh. Horror.
Thank you guys for
Yeah.
all of the submissions.
Yeah.
I wish we had time to read more, but this episode has already been so long. So maybe
should do
next
another.
year. Yeah, maybe like around Valentine's Day. We do like a whole like,
Ooh.
and we could do like the good and the bad.
Yes.
Dating stories. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
So you know what? While we have this episode, we're gonna put a link to a Google form in the description. We probably won't do another episode like this for like a couple months. But if you want to take the time to submit your story now, we will put a link for that in the description.
Yeah.
And that's the shitty thing is like there should not be stories like this.
Right.
Like everyone going on dates, no matter how you met that person, whether it was like through a friend or through a chance encounter or through an app, like you deserve to feel safe
Yeah.
and comfortable. And also you don't owe that person anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that has been a big life lesson for me just in general is like you do not owe people something.
Yep.
And if you're meeting someone through whatever, you do not owe them anything. You don't even owe them to finish the date.
Yes.
No. And you definitely don't owe them your safety.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
And even if it's not like a bad date or an unsafe date, if you just don't feel comfortable, if you're
Yep.
not enjoying yourself, like again, you don't owe them that.
Yeah.
Easier said than done though.
Right.
So again, yeah, absolutely.
Just leave.
Mm-hmm.
And the pieces will be picked up afterwards. And
Yep.
it's not your job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You did what you needed to do. You came to the date, you tried, and it didn't work out.
And listen to your gut. If it's not a hell
Yes.
yeah, it's a hell no.
Yes. Yes.
Amen, sister.
Right.
All right, y'all. That is going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we will see you next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.